welcome everyone to TJ and the Grumpy Old Man. I'm your host, TJ, and with me here, as always, is the Grumpy Old Man.
And Son X.
There's no shame in his game because he's always the same.
That's me.
Hold on, what were you trying to interrupt in there, Son X?
He's always here. Yes, that's right. I'm also always here. That's correct.
I think that Son X doesn't like that he's getting third billing here.
I'm sorry, X. You're going to have to do a little bit more to dethrone Grumpy or myself on the show.
Who else is also here?
Dethrone your ass. Grumpy is impossible to dethrone. Grumpy is the show.
Who else is here, TJ?
Grumpy having a hard time stringing it together, but with us here also is the magnificent Son X.
Yeah,
there's the king of comments.
Cheap pop right there. Magnificent.
He sounds a little angry today.
I'm ready to get going.
His fantasy team must be playing like shit.
It's 3:00 in the morning. The podcast is finally starting. I'm ready to get a move on.
Well, actually, it's only 9:34 right now, X. So
might as well be 3 a.m.
Oh man. Well, I will say this. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. This is a twice a week all sports podcast where we talk anything and everything sports on the show. We talk hockey, we talk football, we talk college athletics, we talk MLB, we talk baseball, we talk basketball, we talk anything in soccer. We talk literally anything and everything on the show. So if you're new to the channel, we encourage you to do a few things. We encourage you to subscribe on YouTube so you don't miss out on any of the future content that we put out. And also we encourage you to like the video because if you like the video, apparently that helps the algorithm. It helps go ahead and get this fun time of talking sports out to the masses. So, obviously we encourage you to subscribe and like the video there. We've got here a few topics to discuss here today. Big one being Juan Soto has been officially traded to the New York Yankees. We're going to talk that down, break that trade down. Absolutely. And hey, we've got some updates on NFL and college football as well. So who doesn't love this time of year? That's for certain. But let's go ahead and dive on in. Juan Soto, that's the big thing around the sports world right now. Juan Soto headed to the Yankees here in a trade. What are your initial thoughts?
Good move for the Yankees. I think it was smart by them. I think he's going to be an asset for them. They still need pitching though. But I like the move.
Good move for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
That I guess that's the depth that we get from X these days. Good move for them.
Yeah, it's a good move.
That's why you're third fiddle on this show right there, X. You wondering why you get first crack.
You just shut up and keep losing hair, okay?
You put a third fiddle performance in over there.
Hey, what can I say? I'm meeting expectations.
If yeah, you should be proud of that one. You know what? Here's the thing. If you want to get second fiddle, X, you got to be up there to the chair seat. You got to put on a performance. I want to see you going out there and having a hell of a solo. But you're over here just towing the company.
Hold on. Let me put on a performance real quick. Oh, yeah. This is TJ on the podcast today.
Okay. I was going to say, don't throw the gauntlet of challenge down in front of Son X because he'll make you look bad because he seems like he's a little angry today. And I think that if you provoke him, he's going to come after you. That's just what I feel. I'd have to say, X, what the hell is going on with your lighting?
I have the lights turned off, and it's the TV that whenever it changes color, if it gets really bright, it illuminates the room, and then if it's dark, it's dark.
X forgot
the lights on.
Well, first put a seizure warning up for everybody who's watching.
Here's the thing that happened. X saw his last electricity bill with all those hours he's been watching TV during our podcast, and he's like, holy shit, I can't manage to run the lights and TV at the same time. So he has picked running the television over turning the lights on, I guess.
No, I didn't want people to make fun of your hairline because they'd look at mine and be like, holy shit, how are these kids from the same parents?
Wow.
X, look at your fucking hairline. Hold on. Look at your hairline. Speaking of that, please stop.
Looks pretty fucking good there, Baldy.
You're going down the same path. You're going down the same path. Look at your ass with your damn specs on. Look at you, X. My God. I honestly just can't help but shake my head at you.
Oh, right,
keep it up there, third fiddle. Just keep up with your towing the company line and your average performances. That's what we've come to know and expect from Son X. Average performance, lackluster performance after lackluster performance. That's what we've come to know from you, X.
Okay. Back to the show. Juan Soto. I think that's a no-brainer trade for the Yankees. What did they really give up, right? Even if he's only, and you hear some Yankee fans, oh my God, we can't sign him. If we can't sign him, it's such a terrible trade. No. Even if you can't sign, remember they got the Dominguez kid, the Jones kid coming up. Those guys are going to be able to fill roster spots in the outfield. I think if there's a deal to be made, they'll absolutely make it. The Yankees will. They won't be outbid. That's what I can guarantee. And what did they give up? Michael King, who, he's 29 years old. He's had arm surgery before. He was a relief pitcher to begin last year, and then he closed out as a starter, and he was good. But is Michael King actually going to stop the Yankees from trading for Juan Soto, a guy who is like on a Hall of Fame track, by the way?
He's not on the Hall of Fame track. You fucking lost your mind.
He's absolutely on a Hall of Fame track. I sent you something last night. At the age of 24, guy stats, he's only the sixth player in Major League Baseball history. All the other guys are in the Hall of Fame. This kid will be a Hall of Famer. He's only 24 years old.
You've lost your damn mind. You've lost your mind, Grumpy. There's no way in hell Soto's making Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
You know what? Speaking about, I mean, X, I need you to come to my defense here and stop watching TV for a second, all right? Now, here's the thing, Grump. Simple as this. You jump on X and I all the time about preordaining people as on a Hall of Fame track, and here you are saying that freaking Juan Soto is going to be a future Hall of Famer. My God, you are the epitome of a member of the laundry crew, Grump.
He's a generational talent. And I've been talking about him for how many years, saying how good he is.
Generational talent?
Absolutely. And how many years? It's not like, I'm just saying it now because he's for the Yankees. How long have I been telling you Juan Soto? What did I say last year? I'd rather trade Judge for Soto. Remember that? Last year I said I'd trade Judge for Salo.
What a Soto. What a dumb move that would have made.
No, it wouldn't have. His numbers were really good last year.
Please stop. Stop, Grump. Oh,
you watch. He's going to put up big numbers, huge numbers next year. He's good.
And what if he looks like the shrinking violet like he did last year for the majority of the season? What are you thinking?
He had 35 home runs and had 110 RBIs and on base percentage of 462. What the hell are you playing about?
He's playing on best offense in the MLB, Grump. Seriously, yes. San Diego had the best offense in the MLB. Are you kidding me?
They did not. They absolutely did not.
What do you mean they did?
Braves did.
They did not
last year. Look at the Braves numbers. Look at the amount of home runs the Braves hit last year.
Look at the names. Just because you had players underperforming.
I don't give a fuck about the names. Look at the stats.
Was that not interference on Bo Horvat on the dot?
Not watching the game.
I know you're watching.
I'm not watching the game. I'm engaged in the podcast.
I know Grumpy's watching the game. I know Grumpy's watching the game, so that's why
I'm not watching the game. You have awoken a sleeping giant. Okay, San Antonio. I'm sorry, San Diego.
You mean San Diego, Grump?
San Diego was, holy shit, where were they? Okay, here they were. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13th in the league. So they were average, slightly above average. 13th team in the league.
Who's number one?
Runs. 13.
Who's number one?
Texas Rangers. Texas Rangers.
Grumpy, here's a really easy question. I think you might be able to answer.
It was Atlanta.
Or maybe you won't be able to answer because you won't stop
Atlanta.
talking.
Hold on. Atlanta number one.
Atlanta, the Dodgers, then Texas Rangers.
Whoa, kind of like I said, Atlanta. Wow.
I'm very happy to explain that. Grump, did you ever happen to, I don't know, take a look at the amount of players that missed substantial time last year for that San Diego team, or you just completely
don't give a shit? You were talking about.
You said it was the best offense in the league. That's what you said. Best offense in the league.
They've got. Yes, they were. If you look at the lineup, they're the best offense in the MLB last year.
They weren't. They were not. It was 13. 13. Thanks for playing. 13. Thanks for playing.
Yeah, and again, fantastic offense. Great offense.
13th in the league.
Average.
That's why I'm saying it for you. They're average. They were not.
The best would mean that they were number one.
They were terrible. They were terrible with runners in scoring position. I watched a lot of their games. They were terrible with runners in scoring position. They were not great.
Yeah, there's a reason they didn't make the postseason.
Yeah.
I'm telling you this. That's a fantastic team. They're a great team. And guess what?
They didn't make the playoffs.
They had a
And
fantastic offense. Fantastic offense. I don't know what else to do. Fantastic.
The sum of the parts, the names did not match the production. Just didn't happen.
Ooh, getting a little chippy at the end, right before half.
But the Yankees have another future Hall of Famer on their roster right now. I think that's good news for the Yankees. They're going to have to. They need pitching though. Yep. They also picked up Alex Verdugo. I don't know why. I don't think much of him. Mostly he's a platoon guy. But whatever. I don't know. I question their outfield defense. They're going to put Judge out in center field. It's a lot of running for a big guy like that, 32 years old. Soto is not a great fielder. But they also picked up Trent Grisham in the deal, which I think helps them defensively. He won't be a starter. It also gives them some protection when Giancarlo Stanton goes out with injury. I love the deal for the Yankees. They're not done. They need some pitching help, though, for certain.
Yankees have no shot. They're throwing good at money after bad. I don't get it.
The one who has no shot, the Mets.
That's correct. That is correct also.
What happens when the Yankees get Shohei Ohtani?
They're not getting Ohtani. You nuts.
No, he won't be going there.
Never know.
He won't.
You look what they gave up. It wasn't a lot. But here's the thing. I don't think as much as you do about Juan Soto. You love the guy. Always have. He's
really good.
All player.
What about the thing that I sent you that shows how great he's been throughout his whole career? What about that? I know you don't want to show it because it doesn't prove your point.
What is it on, Grump? If it's not on Twitter, it's tough for me to show. You texted.
I texted you yesterday. I don't have Twitter. You freaking nitwit.
You can't send me an email? You can't send me an email, X.
An email? I took a snapshot of what's on the freaking television. That's what I did.
You took a fucking picture on the TV, and you're expecting me to fucking put that shit up. Are you shitting me, Grump?
It's right in your text. You and X both got it.
Oh, my God.
I got it, Grump. Let me see if I can pull it up and put it next to the camera.
I'm sure you can do that, X. X, he's a guy who gets things done. It doesn't have. We don't have to coddle him like the millennial in the upper left portion of the screen. No. X makes things work. He makes it happen. Here it is. Look at this. X, can you get a little close? Look at those numbers. 940 OPS, 150 home runs, and 500 plus runs. And by the time they're 24, Jimmy Fox, Hall of Famer. Mel Ott, Hall of Famer. Mickey Mantle, Hall of Famer. Albert Pujols, he'll absolutely be in the Hall of Fame. Mike Trout, absolutely be in the Hall of Fame. And Juan Soto, absolutely going to be in the Hall of Fame. There you go.
Do not compare this freaking hack compared to what the other players are on that screen. Do not even fucking breathe them in the same sentence unless you're saying Juan Soto will never be, and you could fill in the blank with every single one of those players. You've got to be kidding me, Grump. Absolutely kidding me. Why do you think Juan Soto has some of the numbers he has? Because he's been playing the league since he's like 18 years old. That's it. By the 150 home runs, 500 runs. Juan Soto's been playing in the league since when?
When do you think Mike Trout played in the league? How old was Mike Trout when he got drafted?
When he's drafted, he was 18. But when he first played in the league,
guys were young. I bet all those guys were young when they started in the league.
I'll say games changed since Mickey Mantle, Jimmy Fox, and Mel Ott, but
True.
Yeah.
Albert Pujols, Mike Trout, and Juan Soto all played during the same
Juan
era.
Soto played 116 games when he was 19 years old. Mike Trout played 40.
19. Okay, so they started pretty much the same year, right?
Sounds like Juan Soto is a better player.
He's not. He's not even close. Mike Trout. Okay, every single one of these players are miles better than Juan. I'm hitting 275 batting average Soto. Are you kidding me? Albert Pujols, we want to throw him into the same. Albert Pujols didn't make the MLB until he was 21 years old. That's why when you throw him in the names, you're fucking throwing him in the names of guys who are perennial powerhouses, first ballot Hall of Famers with this fucking hack. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Juan Soto, please stop.
One of only 6 players to have these numbers in the history of the league by the age of 24. That's all it is. Sorry. You don't like it? That's too bad.
Here's the thing. You look at Starlin Castro when he first came into the league.
His numbers weren't that good.
Hold on. Absolutely, you're wrong there. When you look at it, he was like him, A-Rod, and one other player had like a special stat to where every year they increased their home run production, their batting average, their stolen bases, and they had over a certain mark. Starlin Castro, absolutely his first few years was a good batter. You're just wrong about that, Grump.
He never put up numbers like that.
Okay, here it is. He led the MLB in hits his second season in the league. Grump, did you know that about Starlin Castro or no?
He never put up numbers like he put up. He never did.
As a second baseman, Grump, you're probably
He never
right.
put up numbers like that. I don't care where he played.
I'm
He
saying
never put
this.
up numbers like that.
You look at production when they're young like that, and some of these guys just are what they are, and they just kind of tail off, and they're just mediocre. I'm thinking that's where Starlin Castro falls in. Simple as that.
He never put up numbers like that ever. Never freaking
Simple
ever.
as that. Well, you know what? Maybe if you give him a running start, you start him out when he's 18 in the league. There, maybe he'll have
19. He was 19. 19.
It's pathetic, Grump.
All right, Grump, read this
You're comparing him with guys like Mickey Mantle and Mel Ott, Jimmy Fox. You're comparing him with Mike Trout, and Albert Pujols. Please stop.
All I said was he's only the 6th player in Major League Baseball history to have that stat line by the time they were 24 years old. That's all I said.
And you said he's going to be a future Hall of Famer.
He will.
That's the problem.
Absolutely will.
Well, that's not going to be the case. They don't let average guys get in the Hall of Fame, Grump. Sorry.
When he hits 50 home runs and has 130 RBIs and let next year hitting 3.
Has he ever hit 50 home runs? Has he ever hit 50 home runs?
No, he never has.
Okay, gotcha. That ain't happening. So you can I dream a genie. That's some other time. Okay, think about it. Mike Trout's never even hit 50 home runs in a season. Juan Soto is not as good as Mike Trout. Simple as that, Grump. Just simple. Okay,
right.
think about this. Mike Trout through full seasons never had a batting average under 287 until he was 28 years old in the 2020 season. That was a 53-game year. He is a freaking much better batter than Juan Soto, much better fielder than Juan Soto. Please stop.
Disagree. And also his 8th season, he only played 47 games in 2020 because of injury. So, I mean, you could say whatever you want. I'm just telling you, his 162 game average, 33 homers, 100 RBIs, and his batting average is 284. So there you go. And remember, when he was playing for Washington, they stripped the team down to bare bones. They wouldn't pitch to him. They just wouldn't pitch to him.
Oh my God! Please stop. And that's why
he's really, really good. And here's the thing:
the Padres. Please stop.
Yankee fans are going to be ecstatic this summer. It's a big move for the Yankees. Good for Brian Cashman. About time he made a move. I think they're going to go after Yamamoto, the pitcher, and I think they still need some other. They're not going to get Shohei. They're not getting Ohtani.
That's Shohei.
But here's the thing. I think they're also going to have to get some other pitching because they trade a lot of pitching away. So they're going to have to make some other moves to get more pitching. And I think you're going to see it. I think it's a great move for the Yankees. Every Yankee fan, like I said, should be ecstatic.
Yeah. When you actually look at the Yankees lineup, it shouldn't be ecstatic because it is exactly what you expect. Mediocrity. Their lineup is full of mediocre players at this point. Absolutely mediocre.
They had a lot of guys hurt last year. They were historically bad for the Yankees. They were terrible. The only team that had a worse offense than the Yankees last year was the Oakland A's. That's it.
Yeah, let's take a look here because I think you forget a little bit about what their lineup looks like, Grumpy. Perhaps, and it's not good, right?
That will not be their lineup. You're not going to see DJ LeMahieu at the top of the order. The Volpe kid's going to be at the top of the order.
Yeah, I'm just saying you can look at the guys who are in there. Okay, DJ LeMahieu, right? Is DJ LeMahieu a really good guy?
I think his play is tailed off. His play is absolutely tailed off. Yep.
That's correct.
You want me to tell you what their line? Do you want me to tell you what their line is going to be? Soto's not going to hit second. I'm going to tell you right now. It's going to be Volpe at the top, Aaron Judge second, a righty. Then you're going to hear Soto, the lefty. Then they're going to go Giancarlo Stanton, righty. Then Anthony Rizzo, lefty. And then you can scroll down so I can see the rest of the guys.
Okay, Grumpy, I don't need to know where guys are batting in the order. I'm just showing you the guys that are on the team.
Okay. Then you can see Torres, Verdugo, and then Wells will be last. It's a better lineup. It's absolutely a better lineup. They have to improve their pitching. Like I said, if they get the Yamamoto kid, watch out. They could be on their way. But things are looking up for the Yankees. They're not done making moves yet. They are not done.
Here's the thing. Verdugo, he's a jag. I like Gleyber Torres. Austin Wells, jag. Anthony Volpe, I think there's potential there. Giancarlo Stanton, cashed. Anthony Rizzo, cashed.
He's not cashed.
Aaron Judge. You don't think Anthony Rizzo's cashed?
He had the concussion that kept him out the whole second half of the year.
How old is Anthony Rizzo? Or Rizzo, I'm sorry. How old is Anthony Rizzo, Grump?
32.
He's 34 years old.
Okay, 34. Well, he's in his
He's
30s.
cashed. He's fucking cashed. He's cashed at this point. Come on. He hit 224 2 years ago and 244 the year he had a concussion. He's a guy who's hitting around the 220s, 230s range. He's not the Anthony Rizzo hitting 270 or 260 anymore. He's cashed.
They also have the Jones kid who might be able to move up. They're also going to have the Dominguez kid come July. I love the move for the Yankees. Anyone who doesn't like that move and they want, oh, well, you won't be able to sign him or this, that, the other thing. You gave up nothing to get him. Absolutely.
I don't think they gave up anything is right. I don't think they gave anything up. I don't mind what they gave up. I'm just saying it's what's the point? It's a futile. They need, just like the Mets do, they need to rearrange how the team is structured. Simple. Go ahead. X wants some comments now, I guess. Drew
says, somehow this game, the Steelers look like the Patriots and the Patriots look like the San Francisco 49ers. What's going on? Hey, let's give Belichick credit, right? His thing, he always beats the Steelers.
I think the Steelers are going to come back and win today.
So do I. They're just too good.
What's the score of the game?
21-10.
21-10, yep, at half.
Now, what? That's Steve Austin. He used to do the what? They used to do the what chant?
316.
Oh, mama, I'm in fear for my life. For the long arm of the law. The lawman has put an end to my running. And I'm so far from my home. What also says Matt Canada's fault again tonight? No, not him.
It's because they've got their backup quarterback in.
Yeah.
They'd still be doing that just as bad with Spickett.
You're wrong.
Yep.
You're wrong.
Ryan Jack says, Soto a Yank. Let's freaking go. Yamamoto next. Absolutely, Ryan.
You're not kidding, Yamamoto. Please keep dreaming.
Johnny Mack says, good evening, gentlemen and TJ.
Good evening, Johnny Mack. Good evening.
Good evening,
Did you
gentlemen.
guys play? I was going to ask, did you guys play the video about how Yamamoto throws his curveball?
No. You never sent us anything about this.
Apparently, the way that they teach him in Japan to throw is like they almost have their hand, the back of their hand to the plate, and then when it comes through, it whips it. And that's how he gets that ridiculous spin on the curve. Thought it was interesting. Like they throw it like this, and then their natural hand movement when they throw it flicks it. And that's how they get it to curve like that.
Have you tried doing that, X? Maybe you should try that.
Hell no. I'd be liable to blow out my elbow trying something like that. Probably UCL injury.
Fuck.
Okay.
Or Tommy John. One of the
I'm going to see if I can find that. But X, those would be good things to send me, by the way, before the show.
Yeah, I saw it on Instagram Reels. See if you can find it. It was like this old guy, and then Yamamoto was there.
Now, the thing about Yamamoto, he's not the biggest guy in the world, but he's won like 3 straight Cy Youngs and MVPs and won championships. The kid's really, really good.
In Japan, right?
Japan.
Yep.
They don't have Cy Youngs in Japan, I don't think.
Now he's only right. They won the Japanese equivalent to the Cy Young Award.
Okay, perfect.
And he's only 25, so who knows? Now there will be an adjustment when he comes over to the States, but the Yankees have had success bringing over Japanese players. They absolutely
have. They? Have they had pitchers? Japanese pitchers? Have they had success?
Tanaka was really good for them. Was
Tanaka really that good?
Yeah, he was really freaking good.
Really?
There have been multiple players. Okay, there have been multiple players that have come from Japan who have been very, very good.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying regarding Japanese pitchers who played well for the Yanks. I mean, like the first one I think of is Tanaka, and I'm like, he was okay. I don't know. It was a meh move. I thought Tanaka had a few good years, and other than that, he's just average, mediocre. Towards the end, bloated ERAs, not performing to standards. So, anyway.
All right,
yeah, I disagree. He was a good pitcher. He was a warhorse. What says college football power index strength of world record rating? Washington number 1, Michigan 2, Florida State 3, Alabama 4. I don't believe it. I do not believe that Florida's strength of schedule was that high. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah, Florida State, baby. Yeah. See you later, Bama.
Hey, Florida State have fun watching on New Year's Day.
Well, no, they're actually going to be strung up in the hospital bed after they get freaking obliterated by Georgia before that game. So.
Oh, yeah, Georgia will kill them. Kill them.
Oh, come on, guys. Have a little trust. Have a little faith, huh?
Drew says, yeah, this Pats game is what's going to end my fantasy season, LOL, where there's always my money league.
Yeah, I should have started my boy Zeke Elliott, but it didn't. Happens, I guess. Drew L. Oh, next comment there. Goon Grump.
Last episode, Grumpy and TJ said TJ has given him some really effed up gifts. Can you give some specific examples? I think we talked about this. Like Nair.
I think Nair is a good gift for Grumpy. You enjoyed that gift, man.
No.
What? Shaking your head
No.
about it. Come on.
No.
Anyway, Freedom Fund event
says, TJ, he shoots, he scores. Great job, buddy. I'm so happy for you and your entire family. It must have happened there one night that you didn't stay up talking to Phil all night. You done good, TJ. Talking about TJ's impending fatherhood.
I heard he actually had Phil propped up.
Is that what it is? Huh?
Wow. Yeah. It's funny. Well, I'm not going to say anything else. Goon says, Son X, are you nervous or anxious about becoming an uncle? Also, should he start being referred to as Uncle X?
I think TJ now just refers to me as X. So I guess I'll just be known as X.
I love it when TJ gets angry. He just calls him X. I'm like, what are you calling him X?
So dumb.
Grumpy still can't even manage to call him X on our show.
I'll just call TJ from now on Baldy.
Is that what it is, huh?
Baldy.
With a
That's
big
not
back.
nice. I think Skinhead is better.
No,
probably
Mets,
Skinhead.
Mets, says Johnny Mac.
That's right. The Mets doing nothing.
Drew L. The Mets are in the rebuild. I don't know what else you want me to tell you.
Padres are going on full rebuild, and they sold low on Soto. The Yankees probably gave them the best offer. Yeah. A lot of teams don't want to take the chance that they lose him after a year for free agency. Scott Boras is his agent, and his guys always go to free agency. Always.
Yeah, well, good luck, Yanks. You ain't keeping them. Simple as that.
We'll
Freedom Fund Adventure Group.
Man, this Fajili kid for Columbus is so good. Wish the Islanders could acquire him. Maybe the next GM has some moves.
Fantilli? Yeah, no way in hell. We're not going to get him. He's as good. He's locked in. Absolutely locked in. He's not going anywhere.
Drew says Mets fans really think they're going to get Yamamoto just because Steve Cohen is doing the bare minimum and visiting Japan. LOL. Here's the thing. If the Yankees want him, the Mets won't get him. Period. Will not happen.
Yeah. Oh, you're wrong. You're wrong, please.
Oh, we'll see.
Huh? Yeah,
Wants
you
to play
know
for
what
the
he wants
Mets.
to do? He wants to play with that dumb buffoon Aaron Judge. Or, I'm sorry, Aaron Boone. That's what he wants to do. He
They
wants
want
that
to play
dumb
somewhere where
buffoon
they can win championships. They ain't going to do that with the Mets.
Aaron. They ain't doing that with the Yanks.
The Yankees
What's
have at
last-
least one
When's the
championship.
last time the Yankees have been in the World Series?
When was the last time the Mets have been in the World Series?
And they lost to Kansas City. More recent than the fucking miserable Yanks. Keep it, shove it right up your keys. You're not beating. You can't beat Houston. Your team fucking blows.
Better yet, I should say, when was the
Fucking
last time the
pushing,
Mets
bud.
won a World Series?
Keep it fucking pushing,
When
bud.
was the last time the Mets won a World Series?
And guess what? Ever since they started putting financial
1986.
since they started putting
1986.
financial stipulations in, guess what? Yanks haven't been so hot. How have the Yanks been the last decade, huh? How many World Series pennants have the Yanks won in the last 10 years?
More
Answer's
than the
none.
Mets.
Goose egg, zero. None.
They're the
Nada.
same amount as the Mets.
How many World Series appearances have you had?
Well, there's a difference.
Zero,
You got to play
nada.
against the trash can crew every time. You don't. You have to play
Zero.
against the trash can crew who steal pitches and steal signs. You don't. You don't.
Zero, X. Absolutely none.
That's
You know what?
Okay.
Just you know what?
It's like playing Michigan
rolling
every year.
Anthony
It's
Rizzi
like
out there.
playing Michigan every year.
Enjoy,
Why do you
enjoy
think Ohio
rolling
State
Anthony
can't
Rizzi
beat
out
Michigan?
there, buddy. Enjoy rolling Anthony Rizzi out there. Let me know how that goes for you guys long
Yeah,
term.
enjoy another loser season.
We won't be a losing season. It's
Yeah.
going to be a great year. The Mets.
That's what
the
you
Mets-
always say. You're like the fucking Cowboys. It's our year. Them
I'm not saying
boys,
it's our
baby.
year.
It's our
We're in a
year.
rebuild. We're in a
This year's
rebuild.
our year.
We're in a rebuild.
All
But it's
right.
going to be. Guess what? It's
Yeah,
gonna
you've
be
been in a rebuild for the last 25 years.
We made the World Series more frequently than you did. More
So
recently
what?
than you
It
did.
doesn't count for shit unless you win.
Hold on, X. If you
It
make
doesn't
the
count
World
for shit unless
Series,
you
you're
win.
not in a rebuild.
It doesn't count for shit unless you win.
Are you?
You
Are
didn't
you
realize
dumb?
you played to come in second place.
Are you thick? Are
There
you
go.
thick?
Woo! You came in second place, buddy.
X, are you
You're
thick?
the first. You're the number one loser.
Are you dumb?
Congrats.
Are you dumb?
Congrats, number one loser.
You're not in a rebuild if your team's
Woo.
making the Stanley Cup,
Valiant.
making the World Series or
Valiant.
the Stanley Cup Finals for that matter. You're not in a rebuild there.
You do realize that the Mets were not in a rebuild last year. And they're not
going into a rebuild. When they sold off last year, absolutely they started a rebuild.
They are not in a rebuild. They're absolutely not in a rebuild. You're wrong.
Okay.
They're not dumping all their players.
What do they do at the deadline?
Well, they move aging veterans, but that doesn't mean that they're in rebuild.
Guys on expiring deals.
Because they weren't going to sign him back, and they weren't on expiring deals. Verlander wasn't. It wasn't the end of his deal. Neither was
Scherzer wasn't either. But guess what? That's what a rebuild is. You start trading away pieces that were your aces that are over the hill, and you start changing up the composition.
No, it means you're jettisoning everybody. They just moved a couple of starting pitchers. That's all they did. All the same guys are still there. Why didn't they trade Alonso? Then they should have traded Alonso, right?
Alonso is 26, 27 years old, Grump.
Well, but he's going to be a free agent. You move him if you're not going to re-sign him, right?
We're going to re-sign him. Are you nuts?
Well, then if you're rebuilding, you would not re-sign him.
If you're rebuilding and you're getting rid of 20 or 30% of your team, that's a fucking rebuild.
They're not in rebuild. The Mets are not in rebuild. I'm telling you right now, they're not in rebuild.
Okay, gotcha. That's why Mauricio you're playing in Francisco Alvarez at the end of the season because we're in a rebuild. That sounds good. You just don't know. You didn't watch any of the games. You have no fucking idea. Please stop. Please.
You don't bring in a new GM and then go into rebuild. He's not rebuilding. David Stern is not rebuilding with them.
They started at the end of last year. They're doing a retool, Grump. Retool, rebuild, whatever you want to use as a terminology. They work. Revamp, whatever Grumpy likes, okay?
Regardless, the team sucks.
Here's the thing. They're worse than the Yankees. I'm sorry for you, but just get used to it. That's the history.
Continue peddling mediocrity, Grumpy.
Okay. In New York City, the Mets are second fiddle. That's the way it is.
Just continue on the trail of mediocrity, Grump. That's all.
Goon says something that was somewhat of a big deal the other night that got completely overlooked. We have finally discovered a musical style that TJ feels passionately about, Christmas music. I disagree. I don't think he could sing. He could probably name a few Christmas songs, but I don't think he could sing any.
He couldn't sing any of them.
Wow.
You don't think so, huh?
Nope. No. Try one.
I don't know.
Yeah, thanks.
Point proven.
Freedom Puncher says, Grandpa Grumpy, Grandpa Curve, Grandpa Show, Grandpa Bibby, best in the business, baby. Dang, Son X is in a mood tonight. Yeah, watch out. TJ better watch out tonight and he wants to keep on poking the little bear over there in the upper right-hand portion of the screen. He wants to poke him. I think that'll turn out poorly. Don't you, X?
Agreed.
Oh, that's cute.
Derek Monroe says, great Bambino curse continues as the Red Sox continue sending their second best hitter in Verdugo to the Yankees. I don't think Verdugo's that good. Goon says, I have a friend who's a big Yankees fan, and he says that this Soto trade will now make the Yankees like their lackluster 80s era, big hitting, no pitching. Goon, your friend's a dope.
Your friend's correct. Just like I'm
correct. If they get pitching, they're going to be really good.
You say that every fucking year, and you think always you get pitching, but you don't. That's a typical, you know what I say to that? Typical fucking Yankees. Think that they could just hit home runs to win freaking World Series. But the bearer of bad news, that's not actually how that works.
The Yankees pitching was not half bad last year. It was their hitting, which was terrible. Now, they've lost a lot of pitchers. So they have, in all these deals, they've been dealing arms. So, I think they have some work to do there for certain. But Juan Soto is a good pickup for them.
Would you be surprised? The Islanders, after losing that game and collapsing against San Jose, beat the Columbus Blue Jackets 7-3, their largest margin of victory this season.
Well, that's a game they had to win. They had to win. That's a game they had to win tonight.
I'm telling you, the Lamanites, Phil is like, oh, man, we're so lucky to have Horvat. We're so great. I'm like, you just beat Columbus. Keep it in your pants, buddy. Keep it in your pants. The Yankees don't win this year, but next year when Jason Dominguez is back, that outfield is going to be nasty.
And Dominguez is going to be back in July. So, that's going to be a nice secondhand addition for them. And also, like I said, the Jones kid. who's supposedly extremely good as well. The Yankees are in okay shape. I'm not saying they're winning the World Series, but they'll be better than 80 and 82. That much I can't, or 82 and 80, whatever the hell they were. 500 team. They'll be better than that next year.
Good.
Am I too high from sniffing too many fart fumes, or does Gauthier look pretty good thus far? He does look good against like the worst teams in the league. He does.
And again, feels like, oh man, Varlamov looks so good. I can't stop speaking so highly. He kept it from getting ugly early. Phil is just a loser, man. He's a fucking loser. He's a loser Lamanite grump. When I see those messages, I'm like, holy shit. Imagine celebrating a win over Columbus. It's like celebrating a win if we would have beat San Jose over San Jose. I don't know. It's like, oh hell, Ohio State beat Rutgers. Let's celebrate. No, that's kind of the expectation, my friend.
Yeah,
Drew L. Grumpy.
TJ's being ridiculous on Juan Soto. Dude is 100% going to be a future.
Oh,
last year was easily his worst, and he's still batted damn near 280 and 100 plus RBIs.
The worst year he had was 2 years ago where he hit 240. So he hit 240 and 270. And here we are thinking, this guy's made man. He's great. Calm down, please. Come on.
Better than anybody on the Mets.
Calm down.
Better than anybody on the Mets.
Anybody on the Mets. Anybody.
That's not the case.
Way better.
Drew L. Grumpy.
Put those Yankees lineups. Plus, those Yankees lineups will help Soto hit better thanks to pitchers not being able to not pitch to Soto. It's so obvious. Absolutely. He's going to – here's the thing. Excuse me. Judge Soto. You have to pitch to somebody. You have to pitch. You can't just walk two guys. Have to pitch to someone. And you can't – I mean, that's the whole thing. It helps the whole lineup. It does. What? Says the Brock Purdy hate on this show needs to stop.
Never.
Yeah, I don't get the Brock Purdy hate. You don't like Brock Purdy, Grumpy. You hate Brock Purdy.
I don't
think he's that good of a quarterback.
You hate Brock Purdy, Grump.
He's a game manager. All I say is he's not a great quarterback.
He's Tua Tagovailoa 2.0 is exactly what he is.
He's more than Tua.
He's not. He's the same shit as Tua.
Same guy.
You know what he is? He's Tua in a fucking red jersey. That's it. That's the only difference.
That's it, X. X it on the L is on the head. Bing, bang.
That's it.
That's it.
I disagree.
Tell him again, X.
I don't. He might run more than Tua, but that's about it.
Brock Purdy's a better quarterback than Tua.
He's not.
They're the same
he
guy.
Throws to wide open fucking receivers.
It's that
dump
offense.
offs to Christian McCaffrey.
It's that offense.
All the time.
It's the Shanahan offense. That's what it is.
You can win a Super Bowl with Brock Purdy. You can't do that.
You can win a Super Bowl with San Francisco's defense and San Francisco's offense.
Yes.
Minus
absolutely.
Brock Purdy. You can throw anybody in there. You put Bryce Young. You hate Bryce Young. You think he's a piece of shit, right?
I just think he's the
Bryce
wrong quarterback.
He's
the wrong quarterback. They drafted the wrong quarterback. That's
wrong. Wrong.
Really?
He plays on the worst team in the NFL. The worst offensive team in the NFL. I don't care, Grumpy, what you say. They're worse than the fucking Patriots in offense. They are.
They average more points a game than the Patriots do.
They're worse than the Patriots on offense.
Okay.
Yeah, I do agree. We got to stop the hate on Brock Purdy. Yeah. Oh, Drew says, I agree. That's right.
Only because he drafted him on his fantasy team. That's the only reason.
The Islanders are putting on a scoring clinic. Yeah, that goalie looked awful for Columbus today. Holy shit, he's awful.
The goal that Matt Barzal scored to put them up 3-2. You saw
what was he doing? He's like fumbling the puck all over.
He was just the puck's on the other side, and he's all the way at the post. He tried that. I'm like, dude, that's a wide open net. And Barzal even took his time, lined it up, and shot it and beat him. I'm like, dude, you got to be able to move. Some Martin kid, he can't, but couldn't move side to side, couldn't do it.
He blows. You know what? We go back to playing tough teams. We play the Kings, who just got done annihilating a team. You know, we'll see how that goes. We play teams like Toronto, all at home, by the way. So we'll see how that works. Goon, though, Grumpy.
The chemistry between Horvat and Barzal is finally clicking. Hallelujah. Yeah, they've been working really well together this year.
It's all Barzal.
If you had yourself a left wing, imagine how good you'd be.
It's all Barzal. Johnny Mac says Columbus sucks. Thank you, Johnny Mac.
Super accurate. Absolutely.
Yep. It's like, it's nice occasionally to see him do that, but man, they blow.
Here's my thing. I wonder why they're so bad, though. Because, you'd think they'd be in a good market with it being cold. Usually hockey's played up north. I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean, they've always been a shitty team since I've been alive. They've always been a shitty team.
Well, I don't think that weather determines if you're a good or bad.
Well, for sports though, I mean, I'm talking about for fan bases going out to watch.
Well, they go. The fans
like hockey's more popular up north, is it not, than down south?
Okay, at Columbus, they have a higher attendance than the New York Islanders do on average per game.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like they have more fans. Like you'd think that the team would be better.
Islanders are bottom 5 in the NHL though.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like you'd think that Columbus would be good eventually.
Columbus still doesn't have a goalie. Their defense is not great. They don't have a coach. They're still in a rebuild.
I'm just saying their team's been shitty since I've been alive.
Yeah, it's been bad.
Except when they had, who was it, Rick Nash that one time?
When you rebuild, it takes a long time to rebuild. But you're not wrong. They've been a bad team as a franchise.
Years.
They've been a really bad team, and it's the Islanders. Besides this recent little blip of moderate success of making the postseason a few years in a row, hasn't really been a successful franchise either in the last 20 years.
I'm just saying they made the play. When was the last time Columbus made the playoffs?
They made when they beat Tampa, Grumpy, right? Tampa in the first round.
No, it's been a long. What was the question again?
When was the last time Columbus made the playoffs?
I can't even. Oh, well, they did. That's right. They did beat Tampa. That's a long time ago. I can't.
That was when they had Rick Nash, right?
I don't know.
It was after Rick Nash.
He was gone. Maybe 2018, 2017. It was the year before Tampa Bay won the Stanley
Cup straight or whatever.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know when the last time Columbus made the playoffs. No idea.
I'm just saying. I feel like they've been a really shitty team for
2019, 2020.
Okay.
They finished there. They got a first round loss. Oh, that was the 2020 COVID season. It had a play-in game. In 2018, 2019, that was the year that they went ahead and beat, I believe, the Tampa Bay Lightning. And here's the thing. They made the postseason in 2018-19, 2017-18, and 2016-17. So,
okay, maybe I'm wrong. Jesus.
I think that's when they had to move Duchesne and Bobrovsky and all that stuff. They didn't trade him at the deadline. They kept him. Even though they were going to be free agents, and they did nothing in the playoffs and then wind up losing the guys for nothing.
Yeah, I just remember that team always being bad.
Frank said, I'm sorry. Nick D says, is there a full moon tonight? The Islanders are 7-3 over the Columbus Blue Jackets. Barzal and Horvat both have 2 goals each. I love Matty B, but I'd say that those goals were kind of like Merry Christmas. The Columbus Blue Jackets keeper was feeling very charitable and giving great gifts. And I love Matt Barzal, but at the first goal, I'm like, my God, he's sliding all over the place. The second goal, he did not control the rebound, is on his stomach, wiggling around, and Matt Barzal had a wide open net to put it on. I mean, he executed on both of them, but man, that goal was awful. He's awful. I mean, like, dude, when it became 4-3, they gave up a goal early in the third period. I'm like, holy shit, this is a game we're going to lose too. We're just preconditioned to think as soon as like, oh man, they cut the lead from a multi-goal to a 1-goal lead. I'm like, oh, we're going to lose.
The players thought that too.
Oh man, they got lucky that Columbus's keeper was like, here's a free rebound. I'm not going to cover the post. They got very fortunate. They're playing the second worst team in the NHL. Only worst team I'd say is the Sharks. So
yeah.
Frank, grumpy old man.
Freaking Horvat, baby.
There it is. And what's up, Frank? How are you? Alexander, grumpy old man.
This should be fun. What's up, guys? Look at this. 7-3 Islanders, and the Dolphins are going to hold on to the number 1 seed.
Oh, fuck.
I hate to say this, Alexander. The Dolphins will not be the number 1 seed come playoff time.
I agree with you there.
Ravens.
Yeah, Ravens.
Dolphins. Hey, guess what? It's starting to get a little cold outside. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. And they got a tough schedule ahead, too. Dolphins have a few tough teams. They play Dallas this weekend, right? Or the Dallas play the Eagles?
Dallas plays the Eagles this weekend.
Yeah. Schedule start getting play Miami Dolphins coming up.
They still have to play Buffalo again.
But it's going to be at Miami.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they don't beat any team with a winning record. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Drew L. Grumpy.
Don't forget guys like Trey Sweeney, Clayton Beater, and Will Warren are likely making the roster this spring. I don't think they're all going to make the roster. I don't.
What?
What? What says ESPN's Jeff Passan compared Yamamoto to Tim Lincecum? That's right. Lincecum was not a big guy, but he had tremendous movement on the ball, and he was good for a number of years.
Until he got the hip injury, and then that did him in.
Yeah,
he was great for a number of years. Tim Lincecum was the pitcher. He was the guy who struck fear in everybody's heart.
I loved his delivery.
Very unique, fantastic pitcher. Fantastic pitcher.
I mean,
he put everything towards the play. I loved.
He won 2 World Series, didn't he?
Yeah, and he also won Cy Young. I think he won. I think he won 1 or 2 Cy Youngs. Yeah, he was really good.
He was dominant. He was the best pitcher in the league until he got that hip injury, and that did him in.
That was it. He was done. Look, because he's a smaller guy.
Yeah.
You know? But like I said, if you can get that type of production out of Yamamoto, watch out. I mean, right? Let's say he's number 2 pitcher for the Yankees. I mean, that's a nice 1-2 punch. Him and Garrett Cole.
He's not going to go there.
What do you think he's going? What do you think
he's going to the Mets? He's going to play for the Mets.
Oh my God! Why would you want to play for a fucking loser?
Because he wants to join his other Japanese buddy there, Kodai Senga. That's why. And then guess who's coming next?
He wants to join the Japanese buddy, which is Shohei Ohtani, who's going to the Yankees. That's it.
Shohei Ohtani. Well, he's going to break all of Babe's records, so I think he wants to do it in a Mets uniform.
Nope. They said they want him to break Babe's records in the Yankees uniform so they can have both the greatest of all times.
Are they going to change it to the house that Shohei built?
It's going to be the house that Shohei and Babe built.
Shohei Ohtani is not on the Yankees' radar. They say the 4 teams that are in the mix: the Angels, the Giants, the Dodgers, and Toronto.
He's going to go to the Dodgers.
I mean, Toronto. A lot of people saying Toronto.
All the teams out west. All teams out in the west.
Right. I do think the teams out west have the big advantage. They're saying this decision should be made possibly over the weekend.
Well,
I mean, and here's the thing. He's going to get paid a lot of money. He's not pitching this coming year. So it'll be interesting to see what the offers are, honestly.
Yeah, the Mets. I actually just got off the phone earlier this episode with Steve Cohen. He said, mark it down, Ohtani to the Mets, Grump. That's all I'm going to say.
Drew says the Yankees should get the best Japanese pitcher, Trevor Bauer. Would you roll the dice on Trevor Bauer?
Why not?
Yeah. Absolutely, I would. I mean, he's been vindicated. Let's see if any gutless bastards in the Major League Baseball, their ownership group and GMs, are going to take a chance on a guy who was innocent. Again, innocent until proven guilty. Instead of guilty until proven innocent in this country all of a sudden.
No, you flip-flopped him. Guilty until proven innocent instead of innocent until...
If you would have listened to me instead of interrupting, that's what I was going to say.
You just said it wrong. That's fine.
No, I didn't. You interrupted. You had no idea what I was saying after. James Farrell says, no lead is safe in the 3rd period, even though they have a 4-goal lead tonight. Gunwood says, TJ, I'm a Mets fan, but even I know not to diss the Yankees, who have won a zillion World Series compared to the Mets' puny number.
Guess what? That time period is over. You never have to worry about the Yanks being that team anymore. They're done doing that. They're never going to be the same. That time period, we've lived through it. We struggled through it, and now you don't have to worry about it ever again. Simple. I'm not concerned about the Yankees ever being a powerhouse the same way they were years ago. They just won't be.
Wow. I think you're wrong.
Stupid. Okay. Well, how has the success been for the Yankees the last 10 years?
Good. They win division title almost every year. And what happens? They have 1 year where you would say, okay, last year was bad. What do they go out? They're not afraid to make moves. Mets always a little skittish. Oh, we don't.
The Mets will end up not signing anyone.
That's what they do best.
Like what always happens.
I got one thing to tell you here about the Yanks, right? They lost many years in the LCS. They haven't made the World Series since 2009 when they won. Other than that,
or maybe Lastings Milledge will come out of retirement for the Mets, dude.
If that's the case, the Mets are going to freaking be goated. They win the World Series. They don't even need to worry about playing the games, X. That's how good things would be.
If there was relegation, the Mets would be in the minors by now.
No, X, you're wrong.
Drew says, gosh, this fight between TJ and X is like the real-life version of Dumb and Dumber.
Great movies.
You know who's having a really good night for the Patriots tonight?
Ezekiel Elliott.
Absolutely. He's been great. Yep. Really good.
I call up Grumpy and ask, hey, I think I should start Ezekiel Elliott. What do you think? Oh, I would start Ezekiel Elliott.
When did you ask? You
motherfucker.
The game had already started, dipshit. So it's not like you could have changed your lineup.
Grumpy, You're trying to sabotage. I never should ask Grumpy for advice. Simples.
Doesn't matter. You waited too long because the game had already started.
Anyway, Alexander Grump.
TJ, did I hear the good news? Congratulations and many blessings to you and your family. I know you will be a great father. You're a good dude and have a wonderful supporting cast.
Thank you, Alexander. Very appreciated. Thank you. Ezekiel has 21.8 points. Holy fuck.
Wow, I really feel bad for fantasy owners that didn't start Ezekiel Elliott tonight.
Oh, especially when they're in a tight battle to make the playoffs.
Fuck.
Goon says, I haven't congratulated you in the lovely page yet. TJ, congrats. Fatherhood is fun. Just look at the smile on Grumpy's face.
Whoa!
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, interception! Bailey Zappi throws the other team.
They should just feed the rock to my boy Zeke.
They fed it to the Steelers instead.
No.
James Farrell, Grump.
This Soto trade is going to be another Stanton. Soto will be gone the next season. Yankees will have got nothing. Typical Yankees move, and this is why the Yankees don't win.
Yeah, James. Bad move by the Yankees.
Let me ask you a question, TJ. In fantasy football, the tackles count for points too? Because Ezekiel Elliott just made a tackle too. He's been all over the field.
Fucking Grumpy.
That's one the wide receiver needs to come down with.
There you go.
Frank from Empire says, TJ, you effing moron. Oh my God, where have you heard that before? The knives going upside down. He meant the Islanders getting someone like Fantilli.
Fantilli, that's not going to happen. Fantilli, I was about to say, when are we going to be drafting second overall or third overall, wherever he was selected? Probably no time there and no time in the near future.
You know who I think sucks? You know who I think sucks in football? Najee Harris.
He sucks, is right.
He's been abysmal.
He's finished.
For how much hype he had, he sucks.
They burned him out. They
killed him. They killed him in college. Happens sometimes.
Well, leave it in the pros. Brainer 954 says, Mets haven't won since 1986. Settle down, DJ. The Mets are like the Jets, little brother complex. And you listen to DJ, he's got it. Little brother. Alexander says, and this in-season tournament in the NBA is so stupid. Yes,
I think so too.
It's just dumb. It's just something where they try to get more people to watch. Just something. Who cares about the mid-season tournament?
Yep.
I saw that at the gym and I was like, what the hell is going on? Oh, man.
We need more views.
James Farrell says, guys, you thought the Islanders had a power play. Pens are now 0 for 34 on the power play. Wow, that's terrible.
Yeah, here's the thing. Our power play has been hot. It's going to be a matter of time until we start cooling down and return back to normal. We're playing like we have the hottest power play in the last 3 weeks of action.
It happens.
That continues all season.
Everyone goes through ups and downs. So that's what you got to look at it. What says Florida State has more top 15 ranked wins than Texas? Texas is better than Florida State. Sorry.
Yep.
That's what. Alexander says, TJ, the Mets are not in a rebuild. Exactly, Alexander.
It's a retool. Retool, revamp. They are changing the construction of the team. However you want to put it. Goon Grump.
Although I will say that Cohen is more of a Steinbrenner type than the actual Steinbrenner that the Yankees currently possess. Well, Hal Steinbrenner says this year they were going to make moves after last year. The fans deserve better. That's one thing the Steinbrenners have always done, always, when they believe in making it for the fans. All the moves might not work out, but you can never say that they don't try. That's the biggest thing. You cannot say they don't try to make the team better, ever. Empire State, that's Frank, says TJ's voice when in his Mets rant is worse than waterboarding. LOL.
That's the objective, baby. Google says, where's Wallstrom?
Done.
On the bench.
Done.
Yeah.
Drew says TJ is a professional hater.
That's me.
Alexander says, oh my freaking God, Tua is way better than Purdy. Tua is freaking good. Get out of here with that garbage. I think they're both similar in the fact that in the right offense, both of them could win Super Bowls. Miami's
Tua, like I said, Purdy, they're the same.
I think they're very similar, right? It's about the weapons. and it's about that Shanahan offense. And that Shanahan offense, I mean, that's a really quarterback-friendly offense. And these guys are able to show that, because I don't think either one is great. But you know what? You can win with either guy in the right offense. Certainly
You could take Bryce Young and put him on either Miami or the 49ers, and they would win.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Gugun says, why hold on to Wallstrom if he's not playing? Is Lala Louie simply a sadomasochist? He's probably trying to drive his value down to nothing and then just keep him and let him go as soon as they lose team control. Done that in the past. Alexander said this was Columbus 2019. They swept Tampa.
Yep.
Uh-oh, what's this?
I want you to watch this. He said, and we don't think Tua is an elite thrower. Let's take a watch.
Nobody near him. No pressure.
Hold on. Can we take a look here at this pocket?
I mean, there's nobody in front. It's like a 7-on-7 drill.
He could run the ball for 10 yards right here if he'd like. He can run the ball. That is how much open space and field he has at the moment. That would require him to get hit, though, or to slide on the ground, which would lead him prone, to a potential concussion. Exactly. Wide open. Let's see here. This is just a normal slant here you've got, and he should hit him on target.
Nice catch by Tyreek.
It's not a great throw.
No, it's high.
Okay. See, this is how you know it's not a good throw. Let me go ahead. Can you see my mouse when it's on this page here? Can you see my mouse right here?
Yes.
Okay. So the ball is supposed to be led into this area. It's not supposed to be led up the field to give the corner the chance to jump the route. So it's such a shitty ball.
But how many yards is the ball actually in the air? Goes to the 40. I mean, is it? I don't know where he started. So he's throwing it from
40, about the 30, maybe 35. 35
so 25 yards in the air.
Yeah, because this is 50, 45, 40, 35. We'll give him an extra yard or so.
25. It's 25 yards.
A 25-yard slant.
Yeah.
Again, like what you're supposed to do is make sure you lead that to your boy. Because look, your linebackers here are not far enough back in the zone coverage, which allows you to hit the slant with a little bit more ease. It's not like he had to overthrow this, because I'll be honest with you. If Buddy over here was better on the jump there from the red or the Commanders, whatever the hell the team is now, that's one that has a chance to get broken up or potentially picked. But again, he's throwing to one of the best wide receivers in the game. He hangs that bitch up there, and he gets fortunate. Simple. So, and now what happens here? Does
Tyreek proceeds to break tackles and runs it in for a touchdown?
The king of yak, baby. Here's the thing. That's what you're supposed to do as a quarterback. I'm not going to congratulate. That situation right there is like 7-on-7s. When your quarterback's standing back there in the middle of summertime, just throwing the ball around to the wide receivers, and they're wearing little jerseys playing two-touch like a little freaking game. That's what that reminds me of. And I'm like, oh, hold on a second. I'm like, I'm not going to give credit for a guy throwing a good 7-on-7 throw. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is 7-minute long video. Oh, no. Let's listen to a little bit of this.
This is a natural transition. The Dolphins and Ravens are currently tied for the best record in the AFC at 9-3, with the Chiefs and Jags close behind at 8-4. The Ravens have the second hardest remaining schedule.
Okay. Oh, shit. Oh, who's number one? Okay, it's not going to be the Dolphins. If that's what this video is, I'm not concerned about the Dolphins being number one. I thought it was a Tua video.
I'll tell you what. I just want to comment on today's Pittsburgh New England game. The Steelers are down by 11 points, right? Uh-huh. They had a 4th and 2 from New England's 15, 12-yard line, whatever it was, and they went for it. You need 2 scores. Why would you just not kick a field goal? I mean, That's the whole thing. You got to kick a field goal there. Put yourself down by 8. Instead, they go for it. It doesn't happen, and that's off the interception.
They have no offense.
I mean, you got to put 3 points on the board and just hope something else happens later in the game. Now they're still down by 11. Start the 4th quarter.
Drew sent me this. Chris Godwin's wife took to social media to call out Buccaneers head coach Todd Bowles' explanation on why Chris Godwin's usage has gone down. I'm not sure why we are blatantly lying here. Regardless of how banged up Chris is, he continues to work his ass off. He hasn't missed a game, continues to run great routes and get open. Oh, please stop. You have no idea if he's running great routes and getting open. I don't know why things are the way they are. This isn't my team to coach, but this lying on Chris and applying negativity on his work ethic is infuriating. Oh, God. Oh, no. Todd Bowles said that the Buccaneers' Chris Godwin is out more than usual on Sunday because he is more banged up than most, and that's contributed to his lack of receptions on game day. But his touchdown run was huge. Claim versus receipt. Oh, how many, I guess, times he's playing? Who the hell? You know what? Just, dude, if the coach is going out there talking about your husband, just don't say anything. Holy shit. I don't know what to tell you. Did you ever see if Brady was bad mouthed or shit talk? Did you ever see like Giselle Munchin go like, "Tom Brady, he's great"? Grumpy, do your Brady impersonation or do your Giselle Munchin impersonation, Grumpy.
Hello. Let me tell you why we lost that Super Bowl to the Giants. Because let me tell you, that Wes Welker dropped the ball right in his hands. If he had big manly hands like I do, they would have caught the ball and the Patriots would have won another one for my boy Tommy. But no, Wes Welker, you did not have the big manly hands like a Giselle does.
I love it, Grump. I love it here. Brian Cooper
says the Islanders usually fold quicker than Superman on a laundry day in the third, but they actually played very well tonight against a bad Columbus team. Well, that is a very accurate.
That is a very accurate assessment of everything that had happened today and against the team that we played.
Drew says, you're right, X. I like Brock Purdy probably because I knew beforehand he was going to be a stud at the 192nd overall pick. But can you say that about any of my value guys? I love all of them.
Oh, God.
Fair enough.
Freedom Fun Adventure says, you see Islanders building 2 outdoor rinks outside of UBS. That's cool. We should all meet up for a game and hit the rinks. X and TJ will be needing those ilkers they give the old people. And
walkers.
The what?
Walkers.
Oh, okay. Walkers. Okay.
That's like the walkers that they have out there on the ice so you can keep your balance.
Gotcha. Alexander says Tennessee, then the Jets, then Dallas, and the next 3 to 4 of games are home, and Dallas are not losing a game at home. Really?
Dallas has only beaten Seattle. That's the only team with a winning record that they beat all year.
Maybe they won't beat the Dolphins then.
I'm sorry. Who did Dallas beat with a winning record?
Seattle. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Full stop. I love how you only said the next 4 games. Let's look at this: Titans, Jets, Cowboys, Ravens, Bills.
Those are 2 losses.
The last 2 weeks of the season are 2 extremely tough teams, both in the AFC, and both games that the Dolphins will lose.
I'm just impressed.
Ravens. I don't even think much of the Ravens. That's going to be in Baltimore.
You don't think the Ravens are good? You don't think the Ravens are good, TJ?
I think they're a really good defense. I think they're a team. Again, they still have an issue. Don't have a quarterback.
They're battle tested. They're a good team. I don't like the Ravens. As you know, I'm not a fan of them. They've looked really good. If
they can get Mark Andrews back before the playoffs, that's going to be absolutely huge for them as a team.
If Harbaugh will just get out of the way.
I was about to say they have a shitty coach who makes bad in-game decisions, and I don't think they've got a great QB.
They have different guys stepping up every game too. Look at Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers been going off. Gus Edwards has been playing well as well.
I mean, imagine if Dobbins was still there.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the number 1 running back.
And then if they get Mark Andrews back, watch out.
Andrews a big one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alexander here, Grumpy.
Ohtani will not go to the Yankees because of Jeter. I don't know about that. They're not signed. They just got Soto. They're not going after him. Here it is. Giants offensive tackle Evan Neal on if he would consider playing guard. As soon as I stepped out of the womb, I stepped out an offensive tackle.
I guess that's a no.
He has some of the shittiest responses to interviews, I think, of all the players that I've seen.
He's a moron.
Terrible in interviews.
He's for writers, he's the gift that just keeps on giving. Right?
The Patriots are destroying the Pittsburgh 21-10. Oh, God. Okay, here. Mitch Trubisky pleading to XFL teams as it ends. Who want me? Everybody says no. Oh, God.
Because fuck them, that's why.
Oh,
Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
Oh God, why did you send TJ Drew your setup tour last night? Oh yeah, honestly, I didn't even log on to Twitter. I got to do that. Sorry, I didn't log on. Once the podcast ended, I was like, okay, Twitter's done for the day. I forgot. My B, buddy. My bad. Frank Grumpy.
TJ, love you, man, but you're a freaking moron. You should pay your dad monthly for putting up with you.
Don't blow up his tires anymore. TJ, Horvat's goals were all him. So stop being stupid. I didn't watch the third period explosion, but that goalie sucked. I did see the few goals he did let in to make it 4-2, and how he let 2 goals in when 30 seconds in the last minute of play. He let 2 weak, softy, Sharman soft goals in. I was like, yikes, Columbus, there's no way in hell. Once Columbus gave up 2 goals in the last minute of the second period, I'm like, there's no way they can possibly lose this game, the Islanders, right? They gave up that goal to start the third. I was worried a bit, but they did what they did.
It would have been catastrophic if they would have lost to Columbus today.
Nice comment there, Grump.
TJ, did you see what Sean McDermott said?
I said something about he likened something to
9/11
in
2019, and he apologized. I mean, what's that, 4 years ago now? Just let it go. Come on. Why are you apologizing for shit that happened 1,000 years ago? Just stop.
I don't even know what he said. Like a joke. What was it that he did?
I didn't read the article. I just looked at the dates and I'm like, okay, I never go back, and I don't go back in time. Just don't do it. Ryan Jack says, why would Yamamoto go to the Mets? Reports say he's intrigued by the Yankees' iconology and could reportedly take a slight discount even if someone else bids more. If that's the case, he's going to the Yankees. If that is actually the case, that means he wants to play for the Yankees. The Yankees
sounds like shitty Yankee propaganda. The same exact miserable propaganda that propagates up the miserable Islanders media cartel has infiltrated the miserable Yanks. That's what it sounds like to me, Grumpy.
The Yankees are an iconic franchise. They
Not
are.
the Mets.
Not the Mets. Like
the Yanks are a shit
okay.
on
think about iconic franchises. Football. Who's the most recognizable team in football?
Cowboys.
There's a lot of them.
Cowboys. Exactly, Cowboys.
It's not the Cowboys.
It absolutely
it's Green
the
Bay.
Cowboys.
It's team like the Bears. It's team like the Patriots.
Cowboys.
It's the Cowboys.
It's the Cowboys.
Steelers. No, you lost. You lost.
I don't like the Cowboys at all, but when people say, the Cowboys. Absolutely. America's team. They name themselves America's team. The Cowboys. In Major League Baseball, it's the Yankees. In NHL, who is it? I'm going to tell you. You're not going to believe it. I'm going to tell you.
Montreal Canadiens.
Montreal Canadiens, regardless of how they're playing now, you think Montreal Canadiens. In basketball, who is it?
It's the Lakers.
Or the Celtics.
Boston Celtics.
Lakers and the Celtics both.
That's it. Those are the ones. Those are the iconic franchises for each sport. It just is what it is. And the Mets are fighting. I mean, the Mets always have. That's why they have the little brother complex. They're like 11 miles away. And it's like light years, actually. It's just the way it is.
Yankees blow. Brainer says 5-4.
Brainer says the Yankees have missed the playoffs twice since 1994. Settle down, TJ. Think about that.
Yeah, is it? Do we celebrate just punching a ticket, making the postseason? Is that what we celebrate these days?
Apparently, you celebrate coming in second place in the World Series. So,
good one, Ed.
I celebrate second place more recently than the Yankees have.
Do the neck.
Thing,
X. Do the neck thing. Look at that, X.
You know what I do celebrate? You freaking snake. You know what I celebrate? You freaking long neck snake.
Not winning the World Series.
You know what I celebrate? You long neck snake. You know what I celebrate?
Not winning the World Series. I know.
Actually, you know what I celebrate? I celebrate at least being able to attend the World Series, being able to punch the ticket on getting there. In order to win a World Series, you got to be able to punch
first place loser.
Yanks have forgotten where that freaking hole puncher is at.
First place loser, and you forgot. You know what? You keep dusting off spots for your trophy shelf, but you never get it.
You know what? Your trophy shelf has been as barren as mine over the last decade. So enjoy the freaking ride. You bunch of losers. The Yanks.
What do you have? One trophy.
Bunch of losers.
We have one trophy.
Drew
must
says,
not have a high cleaning bill.
Drew says, imagine a Mets fan talking shit about the Yankees.
The Yankees blow cock. They're awful. They're done. Let's go, man.
Like a true moron.
What? It says Belichick, the guest picker, on College
Yes.
Game Day in Foxborough this weekend for the Army-Navy game. Kraft's supposed to make an appearance as well.
Can we talk about that for a second? I had that as a talking point. Bill Belichick is a guest picker. Usually they ask them to kind of give their thoughts and opinions on the game and their like that. What do you think Bill Belichick is going to be doing during that? The very talkative, giddy, very personable Bill Belichick on that group.
He absolutely will be, and you have to watch that. Man, that Ezekiel Elliott.
You know what he's going to be doing? He's going to be doing PR work to try and get himself another job. That's exactly what he's going to be doing.
He's going to get stuck. They're going to have to try to shut him up. He's going to be a motor mouth talking about Navy. Absolutely. You watch. Mark my words. He's going to give you some history lesson about what it was like to be at Navy, or his dad in the Navy and all that stuff. You watch. And he'll be entertaining as hell. He'll have a smile on the whole time because they're all going to be bowing to him, and he's going to absolutely eat that shit up. By the way, he scored 21-18 now after a blocked punt led to a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Yep.
Wow. So the Patriots having poor special teams tonight.
Imagine if they would have taken that field goal earlier, like I said they should have. Oh, well. Like I said, players win games.
Well, then they wouldn't have gotten the block punt. So
why? You think all of a sudden they can cover, that they can punt? The guys just came right through.
I'm just
Drew says, yeah, I'm facing Zeke in 2 leagues, LOL. One is in this one.
Oh, man. I'll tell you this. I'm so fucking pissed that I didn't start Ezekiel. Damn it.
Just make sure next year, if you're picking in fantasy baseball, that you pick Juan Soto. What?
I won't be picking Juan Soto. I promise you that much. He could be available at last pick of the season. I'm not picking that piece of shit.
I'll pick him. I'll pick him. What's your take on TJ Watt being upset with the NFL on mischaracterizing his sack stats?
I don't give a shit.
You know what? It tells me he's just like his brother. That's what it tells me.
I fucking hate
another prima donna football player bitching and moaning and complaining. Where are my tackles? Where are my sacks?
My name's John Beeson, and I'm not getting credit for enough tackles.
Fuck
off.
off.
Fire that guy who's keeping the stats for the Patriots.
You know what? They can make solo tackles. Now I'm deducting your ass fucking sacks and tackles now, you piece of shit. Enjoy.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck them.
Let them know, X.
They just want more money. That's all they care about.
You know who also sucks at football? Mitch Trubisky.
That he does.
He sucks.
He sucks and blows, as Grumpy would say.
Alexander says, "Stop, Son X, stop. Alexander.
It's just an idiotic statement. It's a proven fact that you can't plug and play any quarterback.
Oh,
you absolutely can.
Totally disagree.
Hell, I could step back there, take a snap, and hand the ball off to McCaffrey.
Look, hold on. Listen to this. When TJ says the Dolphins are going to lose to the miserable Bills and Ravens, the Bills are not miserable. Neither are the Ravens. Yeah. The Dolphins are the miserable team. You're forgetting that the only teams they beat are the shitty team. As much as I like the slapping one, I like the slapping meme a lot better than that one. That was the top, the creme de la creme. At St. John's Fisher College in Pittsford, New York, McDermott's morning address began innocently enough. He told the entire team that they need to come together. But then sources on hand say that he used a strange model. The terrorist on 9/11 of 2001, he cited that the hijackers is a group of people who were able to get on the same page to orchestrate attacks to perfection. One by one, McDermott started asking specific players in rooms question. What tactics do you think they used to come together? A young player tried to methodically answer. What do you think their biggest obstacle was? A veteran answered. TSA, which mercilessly lightened the room. Oh, God. Yeah.
Probably not the best speech, but, hey, it was 4 years ago.
You're speaking every single day for multiple hours a day. You're going to have some bad ones. Just like on podcasts, you're doing 1 million podcasts. You're going to have some bad podcasts. That's just how it works. They're not going to be perfect every single game.
Alexander says, TJ Tua looked off the defender. He manipulated the no, he was. I have to see that again. It looks like he tunneled on the guy he was looking at.
He had temporary CT in the middle of the play.
Ooh.
And he
Real quick.
realized he was out there on the field. And he's
Can
like,
you
"Oh
show
shit!"
that clip again?
He
Because
got
I
him
didn't
somewhere.
I will in a second. Real quick. Who is the best player to ever win a Heisman? I like how they try to slip
Just the best college player to never win a Heisman.
Jim Brown. Jim Brown.
Larry Fitzgerald, baby.
Oh
No,
freaking wide receiver.
I
I'm
would
saying
say
Larry Fitzgerald.
Adrian Peterson was pretty good. Peyton Manning.
Yeah, Peyton Manning was good in college. Jim Brown.
Mike
Jim Brown
Vick was good too.
Yeah,
Trevor
Trevor Lawrence is
Lawrence.
pretty decent. So was Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
Why isn't Ndamukong Suh? Okay, Aaron Donald was a better college player than Ndamukong Suh.
I'd say Adrian Peterson and Jim Brown would be the two, though.
Jim Brown. Yeah.
Hold
Jim
I
on.
think Jim Brown number one, though.
I got
Jim
a
Brown was
message.
freaking phenomenal.
Listen to Riddick real quick.
Well, here it is. Let's see him look. I want to see if he looked anybody off because it looks like he's not looking anybody off right now.
Yeah. I'll have to maybe refresh to try to get that to load. Next comment, please.
Okay.
Son X, do you prefer rock or disco?
Um.
Do you even
A
know
little
what
bit of
disco is? Do you even know what disco is, X?
Yeah.
What is it?
Disco music. It's where they wore the platform shoes, had the afros, the little shiny vests. You know, the little.
It was mostly dance music.
Yeah, exactly.
Shitty music. I don't like disco.
Let's see. I'm looking what Tu is looking at. Let's see if he
He was watching his wide receiver who's running the slant the entire route, by the
Well,
way.
let's see. You got to roll it. I just want to see if he changes his eyes. Absolutely freaking not. No. Wrong, Alexander. Sorry, buddy.
It's not a good throw. It's not a good job. Here's the thing. You know what we like to call this? Get the ball to Tyreek Hill, who's wide open.
Throw it to a spot. He'll go get it.
As the saying goes,
That's the
shit,
thing.
reach down there somewhere. That's how it is.
Shit, Tyreek.
It's the same way that it was when he played for Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes has a phenomenal arm, a cannon
throw
for
it.
arm, and you just throw the ball down there.
Throw the ball to an open spot on the field,
And he'll run and go grab
get
it.
That's. I mean, why do you think Mahomes is struggling this year?
Horvat scored 2 goals in 20 seconds. My God.
Wow.
Okay. So he scored 2 goals when falling apart. Okay. Alexander wants us to watch just what Lewis
for the
Riddick says
last
here.
5 weeks of the season. We're going to learn a lot about them. Lou, I want to start with you. I think this is a really tough question. Do you trust the Ravens or the Dolphins more?
I trust the Dolphins more.
Really?
And I'll tell you, look, I love Baltimore because I love Baltimore's
I like Lewis Riddick, but he's wrong.
culture. I love how they play. Like, see, Baltimore kind of reminds me in the AFC, like what San Francisco represents in the NFC. Bully ball, old school, hard-nosed football with a modern twist to it, right? So they're not stuck in the old school ways in terms of the way they attack, but they play old school in terms of the physicality of the game, in which they put out there on the field. Because San Francisco right now, that's what makes the difference with them. I think Miami is coming along in that regard, as far as they're not just all flash and dash. This is not a finesse football team. This is not a football team that just wants to throw bombs to Tyreek Hill. Watch how they are progressing.
Okay, that's also wrong.
Especially on the offensive line right now, and especially their running game.
Well, what evidence do you have that they're progressing?
Throw
What's
on,
that
okay,
evidence?
okay. What evidence? That who's progressing? Miami?
Anytime somebody has to restate your question 4 or 5 times to try to think about what response they're going to have doesn't necessarily bode well for that.
You know what?
The Dolphins.
He's got
The,
two
okay,
eyes.
the
Okay.
Dolphins.
Okay, yeah, exactly. I'll tell you what evidence I have.
Restate the question a few times.
Watch their run game execution along the offensive line last week against Washington.
Washington.
Watch how they played against a bad Washington team last week who doesn't have any defensive line, who just traded away Chase Young. Watch how they played against that bad D-line in Washington. That's how they know they've played better. I like Lewis Riddick, but he's way off on this take.
And watch how they are knocking
Okay.
people off the football and putting them on their back. And watch how this run game is starting to really resemble what San Francisco tries to do. I'm not saying they're on that level, but if they can continue to progress along the
Okay, I'm
Their
done.
run game was better earlier in the season than it is now.
He's just wrong. He's wrong. He's a big honk for Miami. He just is. That's fine. He is what he is. Anyway, next comment there, Grump.
What says the hate for Mike Evans also needs to stop. He's got more than 1,000 yards every year. He's been in the NFL, which is 10 years. I don't give a shit. He's a stat stuffer.
Yeah, Mike Evans.
He's the epitome of stat stuffing on a shitty team. That's what he is. He's a stat stuffer on a shit team.
Hey, we need to get the ball to Mike
Evans.
Evans so he can hit his 1,000 yards. We don't give a shit if you only have to throw to him for the next 3 games. He needs to get those 1,000 yards.
That's right. That's what
out of Bruce Arians' mouth.
That's right. When Brady was there, Brady throws to the open guy, and when a guy drops a zillion passes, he ain't getting the ball. That's the way Brady was.
They forced Brady to throw him the
forced
ball.
Him to throw to him. Absolutely forced to throw to him.
Came right out of his mouth. Bruce
Here's
Arians.
the thing. You know what? Brady runs the offense. Arians. Brady runs the offense.
Can we really quickly look at that great defense for the Washington Commanders? Gave up 17 points against the Patriots. They're awful. How many points are the Patriots averaging right now a week?
I think 12 or 11. I don't know what they have 21 tonight. Yeah, they're not good.
The Seattle
29
Seahawks 29. 31 to the New York Giants, 45 to the Cowboys, and 45 to the Dolphins. Yeah, that doesn't scream good defense.
No, they're not a good defensive team.
They're a bad team. Have you seen the Colgate commercial with Robert Saleh?
Yep. They just played it tonight during the game.
I've not seen it.
Goon Grump.
Is it true that the Sharks were down by 4 tonight versus the Red Wings and came back to win in overtime? If so, Grumpy, can you sing us a chorus of We Are the Champions? I have no idea what happened. I can't.
They got down by 4. They scored 4 in the same period to tie it back up, and they were playing the Red Wings. I have no idea what the end result was. Take a look at this one right here.
Yeah, look at Big Boy here.
Yeah! It's with the Heisman.
He couldn't even get his leg up.
Dude, he's not the most fleet of foot, I'll tell you that much. Oof.
TJ, what would your touchdown celebration have been if you were out there rolling out for a pass?
He would have dropped the ball.
No, I wouldn't have dropped the ball. Would have scored the touchdown without.
Would you have done the truffle shuffle, or would you just grabbed your belly and like shook it around?
You know what I would have done? I'd have said, man, I'm actually on the field. I'm actually doing something instead of riding the bench like X. Maybe that would have been I
think he would have taken off his helmet and then showed his bald head, and everybody in the stands would have been like, ooh, it's so shiny.
No, I'd have been like, look at me on the field. I'd be looking at X sitting on the sidelines, warming the seats, keeping things good for us.
You know what the definition of
you want
to know the definition of a poorly coached team?
We lost. What's happening?
On a 4th down.
A 4th down.
4th and the Steelers
4
down.
And the Patriots jump off sides on a punt.
God.
They only have Pittsburgh only has 1 timeout left. They went for on 4th and 2, got it. Then they go to 4th down. They don't get it. So they go to punt, and the Patriots bail them out.
They called it. They called it on Pittsburgh. They called it on the center.
Oh, okay.
X. Next comment there, X.
Drew says maybe Chris Godwin just isn't getting receptions because what he always was, a bottom feeder to Mike Evans. That's not true. There's no one anyone with a brain takes Chris Godwin over Mike Evans.
Did you hear that Jaden Daniels won the AP Player of the Year?
They think he's going to win Heisman Trophy, and he's supposedly like rocketing up the charts for in the draft this year.
Yikes!
I haven't seen him play. So I cannot comment on him.
Bust, potential bust written all over this kid. Oof.
I said I have not seen him play, so I cannot comment on him at all. I mean, have you seen him play? Has anyone seen him play?
Man, I'll be honest with you. When I've watched him play in big moments, he shrinks a bit, but that's how most quarterbacks are. And again, he's playing on LSU is a damn good team. Now, as to what I'm expecting going forward from that kid, all of nothing. It'd be a mistake to pick him early in the draft. Mistake. Freedom Fun
Adventure says, Grumpy and X ganging up on TJ makes me feel sorry for TJ. Wonder if the warden would join in and defend that a little bit bastard. The warden would absolutely stick up for her sonny boy. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're first fiddle. X just sits there in the third field. Maybe he brought a little bit more energy to the show. Maybe the warden would stick up for him a little more. Ow!
I didn't hear your stupidity coming out of your mouth.
I said I'd just be playing again to you being second and third fiddle. Laughing my ass off at Grumpy. Freedom Fun Adventure Grump.
To the delusional Islander fans who want Lambert fired but not Lou, they think Sorokin and Barzy are the problems and not the actual trash. You're insane. I want a new GM and every move made they can be. Absolutely. 100% agree.
I don't know if you saw this, but this guy, Jordan Seaton, committed there to the University of Colorado. And I want you to listen to this here.
Why don't you take down the comment? There you go.
And Shador was the most sacked quarterback in all of college football last year, and I think that's about to change.
Yeah, that will never happen again.
Never happen again.
Never happen again.
Pause it.
That will never happen again.
It won't happen again because guess what? He graduates this year.
He can come back. He'll come back for that extra year because of COVID year, Grump. Remember?
Oh, he's coming out. Okay. So this guy's going to stop him from getting sacked. I think he's been sacked, 50-something times this year? He's not that good. He's not that good.
Here's the thing. As a freshman, you don't walk in and you're not the freaking best tackle in the world. That's not how that works. Just hate to be that guy, but that's just not how that works. Hate to be the bearer of bad news. You're not that fucking good, kid. It's going to take you a while. Usually takes the kids a while. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just how it fucking works. So, but I did like how he's saying so confidently, yeah, that's never going to happen again. That's never going to happen again. Okay, buddy. I see that you bought what Dion was selling, hook, line, and sinker. Did those 4 wins convince you that he's got the program turned around? Yikes. That's all I'm going to say. Maybe next year they'll be fighting for bowl eligibility. Maybe they get 5 wins next year. Freedom Fund Adventure, Grumpy.
We already read that one.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Drew L. Grumpy.
Ravens are winning the AFC and will face the 49ers in the Super Bowl. Very possible. Very possible.
I think that's what it's going to be as well. So
says, here's the thing. They're going to be a tough out in the playoffs, Baltimore. That's all I'm going to say. They're going to be a tough out in the playoffs. Gungu says, Giselle, well, what did you think of the email that was leaked a few years back of Giselle to friends explaining how much a Super Bowl win would mean to her main man? TJ, pull it up.
I didn't know that.
Oh, I mean, here's the thing. So she's rooting for a guy to win. Yeah, whatever. Derek Monroe says, with the rather easy remaining schedules, don't be surprised if the Chiefs and the Jags are 1 and 2 of the AFC playoff. Chiefs are not that good this year. They are not that good. Chiefs are going to lose to Buffalo this week. You watch. Mark my words. Freedom Fund Adventure says Tua will rub his balls all over your face. While he wasn't the quarterback I wanted, he is playing really well. His release and placement are elite. He's just okay. Here's the thing. Can you win a Super Bowl with Tua? If your defense is good and with the weapons, absolutely can. Is it going to happen? When he gets cold out, he's just not as good. He's going to
better hope Tua doesn't roll out for a pass because then they'll be rubbing the defibrillators and putting them on his chest.
Oh, shit. That's not
You're
very
going to
good.
get hit more the closer it gets towards the tail end of the season. That's just how that's going to work.
Yeah. Wait till he has to roll out and run with the ball and to try and pick up a first down and gets hit. He'll be done for the season.
When it gets colder,
He hasn't even taken. Honestly, he hasn't taken a single shot this year.
Terrified to get hit.
Yeah, he is
Hold on,
scared
the
to
boys.
get hit. He's absolutely
He's like a terrified little child out there. It's like,
Well, it's because he knows if he gets one more concussion, he's going to be eaten out of a straw. I mean, I'm being honest though. Like, it's the truth. What is he on, number 5?
I don't know. Depends. Are we talking diagnosed or undiagnosed still?
Well, shit, he had 2 that were undiagnosed last year.
Yeah, that really bad back injury. That he started grabbing
Back
his
soreness. Yeah. I didn't realize your back caused you to lose mobility in your legs. Look like you're drunk out there on the field.
Whoa, starts falling. Brainer, 95-4.
What are the issues with the Yankees getting Ohtani as Stanton? Neither play the field, and at the moment, Stanton has no value. Ohtani's not going to the Yankees. It's too much money. They got their outfielder. They're not going after Ohtani. He's not going there. He's going to probably play on the West Coast. Like I said, there were 4 teams in the running: Angels, Giants, Dodgers, and Blue Jays. That's it.
Drew L. Grumpy.
Thing is, if Lewis fired, Lane is gone as well. It's a win-win for both parties. 100% agree.
Freedom Fund Adventure Grump.
All summer, the soft-ass Islanders media casually saying, you just get rid of Ross Johnston. When challenged, you can't trade Muntner, Clutterbuck, or any other Jag. Where is number 17? Final year, Lou? Yeah. I mean, 3/4 of the team isn't worth anything anymore. Andrew L says, I was at the game tonight and they put the Laminite Tommy Baffy on the scoreboard. The entire arena booed. Oh no.
Oh, good gracious. JP.
JP said the Cowboys, the Yankees, and the Leafs or Canadians are always highest in team valuations because they're all iconic, known throughout the world. Absolutely. Empire State. Frank says the Horvat goals were Connor McDavid style. TJ, go see him.
Let me pull that
Drew
up.
says, damn, TJ, X just owned you there.
Okay.
Take my bow.
JP adds, I was raised a Yankees fan, but the Mets will always have a soft spot in my heart because my son was born and spent his first 6 years living in East Flushing. JP says, I took him to Citi Field to the Mets games quite a bit, starting at age 2. He's really a good kid. I'm lucky. And we've been attending Mets games ever since. Yeah, it's always
Let's take a look here.
Okay.
Let's take a look here at the Horvat goals. It's 5-3. Let's take a look.
Stolen away by Gauthier. Chipped down the ice. Horvat, he's fresh. And he picks
Why the hell?
up the puck. Looking to the net and a save.
You go back here.
Oh, my God. Where's the goalie?
Hold on a second. I need to close out of some fucking tabs here. It's killing
He's
me.
lagging just like the video.
Yeah, let me close out of a few things here. Give me a sec. Got all these tabs. Let me see if this does it better here for us. Okay, let's take it back here. Son of a bitch. Let's try this one more time here. Take
X,
2.
there we go. Son X right there.
Take 2. Oh, perfect. Here we go. Maybe it's finally going to load.
Holy shit. Mitch Trubisky fucking sucks.
How bad did he suck, X?
God, he blows.
What, was it the third down and 2 play?
Yeah.
Okay, let's look here.
Gauthier, chipped down the ice. Horvat.
Are you fucking me? Alrighty, give me a sec here, okay? Keep up the comments, X.
Yeah, please, dear God.
Oh my God, Trubisky's terrible. Gungu says, how do you think Yoda's personal hygiene was? He was a puppet. Probably.
I think it was pretty good. He's like a frog creature, so he probably just sheds his skin and gets new skin.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
All right, here.
TJ.
Oh, good, X. Croppy.
Brander says, TJ, did you know that Met stands for my entire team sucks? Alonzo and the Jags.
Yeah. Sure. Let's watch here. Let's see the great defense. Look at this great rebound control.
The save made. Got his own rebound. Score!
Hey, where the hell was the goalie? The puck bounces right off of him. Right
That
back.
is not Connor McDavid-esque. Oh
That's just like the Barzell goal.
That's shitty positioning.
This is
4th and 2.
goaltending. Hold on.
Fourth-
Look at this.
Okay, 4th and 2, and instead of trying to pick up the first down, they throw a 30-yard pass down the field incomplete. That's just dumb. They deserve to lose.
Okay, this goal. Look how bad this goalie is. Jesus Christ. One more time here for the fans in the back. Can't control the
Like that
rebound
goal.
and gives up an easy goal. Just watch.
Who's
the net.
worse? Who's worse, this goalie or the Carolina goalie?
Carolina's bad. Man.
Carolina's goalie's worst.
He was awful. This guy sucks too.
Everything was 5-hole on him.
My God. But look at this. Matt Barzal does all the work here. They don't mark him on the way back, and he just goes ahead and puts a stick on the ice and gets an Anders Lee goal. Congratulations.
Nice, yep. Yeah,
that's just an Anders Lee goal. You tapped it in from point blank.
It was
Good.
nothing special. Nothing
No.
special, those 2 goals. They still
Nothing.
count, but
Right.
I mean, it's not like they were phenomenal goals.
No.
Wide open net and a tap in after a great pass. Okay. Frank from Empire State says, TJ, take the L, bro. Take the L.
Okay. I'll take the L. Sounds
Who
good.
said, throw Mitch Trubisky in the Dolphins offense, and he'd be a Pro Bowler, apparently. Tua leads in the Pro Bowl voting. Also, the NFL has officially become a joke.
Yeah.
I think Tua is better than Mitch Trubisky, though. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. I agree Tua is better than Mitch Trubisky. I agree with that. Mitch Trubisky sucks out loud.
Let's go pick it. Anyway, okay.
It sucks.
Drew L. Grumpy.
I don't know if you heard this, but Jason Kelsey is so sick of the push chatter that he gave up and wishes that the push gets banned. He's a fucking moron. He's a moron.
Have fun not
The
having a
league can't
job.
stop it. Why would you? How stupid can you be? Matter of fact, his IQ, a typical football player, is probably about a 15. Probably about a 15. What a dipshit.
Hold
Drew
on.
says-
Okay, good.
Drew says first ballot Hall of Famer Mike Evans. Yeah, I bet you he will not be a first ballot Hall.
He'll make the Hall of Fame, though.
He might eventually, but it won't be first ballot.
The Commanders gave up 31 points to the Giants. New York Giants legend Tommy Cutlets. Oh, God.
Yes.
Alexander Grumpy.
Then explain to me why Tua has elevated to what?
He is not.
What are you talking about?
He plays in a warm climate now more frequently.
Alexander, and then Andrew says you got it backwards. Tyreek elevates Tua. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Greenwood says another observation that needs to be addressed about Yoda. Did he rent his property on Dagobah or did he own it outright? I think he was just squatting.
Yeah, probably just squatting.
My little brownie says, are you sure you all don't want to rebrand as TJ and the Grumpy Old Man presents the football show? Because we talk about all things sports isn't factual. It's now, my little brownie, we did talk about baseball today. We talked a little bit about basketball today.
We talked about Islanders for a second or two, talked some hockey. Yeah. So
Yes. Thank you, my little brownie, for the name change suggestion. We love it. What says, I know you all like dogging on Prime in Colorado, but did you pay attention to how many one-possession games they were in? Huge improvement. 5 losses were one-possession games, and the Pac-12 was good this year. What was their record? 4-9, 4-8?
they had 4 wins.
They had 3 more wins than last year. And almost lost to, what was it? Colorado State.
Yeah,
that one went like 2 or 3 overtimes.
Should have lost to Colorado
They won a
State.
few of those games too. They're not a good team. Coach Prime is not a good coach. He's a recruiter. That's
No,
it.
very true.
Drew L. Grumpy Old Man.
By the way, just wanted to let you guys know the refs made another shitty call that probably cost the Steelers a game. Vegas definitely bet on New England.
That was the false
That,
start.
the false start.
penalty.
That was absolutely a terrible call. That
Yeah,
was
it
terrible
shit.
call.
That was on the defense. It was just, yeah.
But it didn't matter because Tomlin goes. It's a 4th and 2. It's over, right? 4th and 2. It's over. And what do? Instead of picking up 2 yards, maybe a screen pass or something slant, they throw a 45-yard bomb down the sideline that's incomplete. That's the coaches losing the game for you right there. Next.
Nice comment, X.
Frank says, rock and disco are great, TJ. You're not allowed to comment on music. You don't listen. LOL. Drew says, I don't know who's worse, Trubisky or Desmond Ritter. I think Trubisky's worse. At least Ritter can run. Drew says, the Patriots just won. Mike Tomlin's winning season streak is over. Big run for a first down by Ezekiel Elliott. Look at that. Frank says, he's
Okay,
level.
can we put
He's level with the net, TJ. No angle. Yeah, I don't know how he came up with that, honestly. There was no movement. The center just lifted his head up and snapped it.
watch? He didn't pick the ball up. He didn't move the ball at all. That is not a full start.
Right. That's an offsides. That's absolutely offsides. Absolutely. Terrible.
That's a
Terrible
shitty
call. Terrible call.
I'm gonna let you know something. When you see Winovich here put his hands on his head like this, oh no!
It's not Winovich.
When you see Buddy with the long hair and his friend, now whoever the hell this guy is, put his hands over his head like, oh fuck, why did I just do that? He knows he jumped off sides.
Yeah.
That's what that is. Oh gosh.
Yeah, I absolutely think it's rigged.
Mm-hmm.
You go. Next comment there. Last comment of the day, Grumpy.
Drew said we talk basketball. MF, all you did was say in-season tournament was stupid, moved on. That's not talking basketball.
Who talked basketball? That in-season tournament is so fucking dumb.
Okay,
Yeah, why
Drew.
are you doing
Listen,
that? It's so dumb. Next.
I didn't say that we talked a long time about basketball. All I said was that we did talk about basketball.
We
and
referenced basketball.
Yes, we did.
We discussed basketball briefly.
Yeah. By the way, he's still probably a little salty because the Knicks were knocked out immediately in the whatever in-season tournament.
Whoa! Oh gosh!
Okay.
All right.
TJ, did you have anything else you want to talk about today?
No, we're wrapping things up right now.
Okay.
Anything else you guys want to talk about today?
No, I just wanted to go on record to say, go Juan Soto.
Yep.
Yamamoto, you're next, baby.
Yamamoto and Soto. Look, they rhyme. They got to get them.
Yeah. Well, let's wrap things up here. X Grumpy, what do you want to say before we wrap things up here today?
I want to say love and laughter to everyone who listens and even those who don't. From TJ, the grumpy old man, and Son X.
It's Son X. What do you want to say?
I just
God,
wanna
we
thank
keeping
everybody.
you up, X?
Oh my God! Why don't you eat yourself another plate of food?
You know what you look like, X? You look like Lord Farquaad with that little fucking poofed of hair continuing to grow off the side. That's what you look like. You could get the hair growing down there. You could be the freaking berries and cream buddy.
You look
lose
like
the
Mr.
hair.
Clean if he gained 35,000 pounds.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Sure there. All right,
I just want to
Farquaad.
thank everybody for
Stay in your lane there, Farquaad.
Hold on. There was just one thing I wanted to mention. You know, TJ, you called X a snake earlier. X has hair. If anything, you more resemble a snake because snakes don't have any hair.
X is a snake. Snake in the grass. Snake-like neck. Snake all over. That's it. Yeah, Grumpy, I'm sorry, has squandered your chance to do a sign-off. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching the show here today. Thank you, Grumpy.
X, what do you want to say, X?
Thank you.
I want to thank everybody for coming out and listening. Had a great podcast, and we'll see you all X time. And TJ sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You know what? I'm glad maybe you could bring a little bit of energy to the podcast and the show next time instead of being half asleep watching the whole time. So
my little brownie has the last comment. She says, does anyone know where the word soccer comes from? No, I have no idea.
Football.
Soccer, I assume, comes from the fact that you were hitting the ball on your socks all the time. I don't know.
Oh, boy.
I don't know why it was called soccer, but I do know why it's called football. But thank you so much, everybody, for watching today's show, today's podcast. We'll be live with you guys Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much, Grumpy. Thank you so much, Sun Snake. We'll see you guys Sunday at 8.
My pleasure.